Greeting and welcome to Drakkenheim. This
Wait.
Okay.
Book it, yeah.
One more set of Constitution saving.
$16.
12.
24. You're all fine.
Oh.
Breathing heavily, you burst down the street into Market Square, and as the massive cadaver collector gets to the edge of Slaughterstone Square, it stops abruptly,
Oh,
and the specters come right back to it, back towards it, and it looks at you.
This beat us. It's like
I feel like you don't even
breaking
know.
before I even have a chance to drive backwards. Silly.
no.
I feel like we just keep running. Like I keep
Yeah.
running, and
I'm not stopping.
weaving. Like we're weaving through like lefts and rights, and go through a door, go at the back door.
I know this part now, so I know where to take us. I'm like, this way,
I
guys.
want to say that I did something brave, but I think in the situation that I'm in, like I would, part of me is like I want to turn around and make fun of it, but I'm just like no.
That's
It
what
almost killed me just by like
That was the
looking
scariest.
at me.
That'll be the time that it comes out of the square and still chases us.
I think like once I notice we're free, I just like dive onto the ground and start just like
Your soul is like, you were haunted. Something lived inside you for a second. Yeah, you're at now the south end of the Market Square, the wide plaza, the deserted streets, and all you can do is scream and laugh that you are alive. Yeah, it's like that weird.
Until it's fucking mad.
Is this the haze?
Yeah, they found me.
I just like I go into a fetal position and start crying.
I'm on defense, like I'm looking around constantly, like 360ing, making sure there's like not a specter that's like following us still.
I am so exhausted. I'm just like, I don't know.
Broken.
I crawl to the nearest house.
Like something just to sit down for a moment and catch our breath. Step into the edges of Market Square. Market Square is the largest open plaza, even larger than Slaughterstone Square. You see a sea of ruins in front of you. Ruined market stalls from a massive open-air market, which once was the heart of commerce, trade. This is the center. The stalls are smashed, many of them burned over. You can see the corpses of the people of Drakkenheim still scattered about, just like as they were last in the city 50 years ago. Some of them are living on ash, some of them untouched with the passage of time. The south end of the Market Square is the Great Clock Tower. The large limestone building, towering up, looking down at a massive glass and iron clock face. Its high steepled towers and leering gargoyles. Once your sanctuary in the city, you can see how its highest tower just pokes above the haze, which diffuses and rests over the entirety of the Market Square. You scream, laugh in exhaustion. The echo carried on the campfires in Market Square. You survived Slaughterstone Square, and you are just outside the clock. That's where we'll be for the rest of the night.
We've had enough break for one night. Oh, that's
Yeah, quick nap.
I need a nap. I need a just a small.
Can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs, so.
Yeah, the egg was my soul.
I like to think
It's broken.
I'm very brave, but when I saw that plate mail was just punctured like a 3-hole punch, it was like Pluto's too smart for it. He had to
There's no way. But I will find my revenge. I will take down Executioner and I will carry his axe as a trophy.
No, we just need to get up on a.
I'm really tough right now
On a roof.
when he's not close by. He's not near us, right? He's in the woods.
He's right behind you.
Ah.
I don't even know it. Yeah, he's all yours. I'm gonna cry more.
Yeah, definitely.
Congratulations, friends. We escaped.
That's a
Plan
straight out of my
flawless.
nightmares. Yep.
We
Flawless plan.
maneuvered a giant machine.
That poor halfling.
That was what helped. Honestly.
Yeah.
So, next week, Clock Tower.
Red dot. I will take my revenge.
Destroy your enemies. Veo.
Yes. Furry. Or sorry, feathered. Fine, feathered.
Feathered Fury.
Oh, I'm ready for it.
Awesome. So that wraps it up for this evening. Thank you so much to our cast, Kelly, Jill, and Joe. I can't promise you I won't scare you that much again. I'm sorry.
That's Drakenheim for you.
That's Drakenheim, baby. And thank you so much to Kyle for running things behind the scenes tonight, and our producer Clayton as well for all their great work managing and putting things together and keeping things organized.
If you are enjoying the stream and want to help support our work, check out our Patreon. You can find it by following the links below or at patreon.com/dungeon_dudes.
Kelly and I post new videos every Thursday on our YouTube channel where we cover everything Dungeons & Dragons, including advice for dungeon masters and guides for players. We're actually embarking on a really cool new series now where we're going to look at some of the best and worst spells in Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. So we have a few posts on our community page on YouTube where you can chime in with your thoughts. We're going to be asking some questions and some polls, finding out what people think are some of the coolest spells in the game and what are some of the stinkers. You can also find prior episodes from the Drakenheim campaign available for your viewing pleasure there, including wonderful little interviews with each of our cast members and myself as we talk about the background of the characters and the setting.
Tonight's game session audio was again provided by Tabletop Audio. It's amazing. It sets a nice tone.
Yes, and the narration of the introduction was 104.
Meatball.
Our game accessories were generously provided by Axe and Shield. He makes some incredible
Our cool initiative
our
tracker.
initiative tracker. Also, he makes some really awesome battle razors and things like that. Check it out.
And all of our lovely terrain is Forge. And we use miniatures by Hero
I can't
Forge
really
and
accomplish yet.
We've been collecting them for a long time, so we really enjoy them. Thank you so much for watching us again, and we will see you next time in the Dungeons of Drakenheim.
Bye.
Bye. Welcome to Drakenheim. This is our weekly Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition game with the Dungeon Dudes. That's me, Dungeon Master Monty Martin.
And I'm Kelly McLaughlin, and I'm going to be playing Sebastian Crow, half-elf shadow sorcerer. And we're joined by our good friends.
Jill Denitis playing Theo Senya, the Tabaxi Gloom Stalker.
And Joe O'Gorman playing Pluto Jackson, Human Battlemaster.
Thank you so much for joining us again, and if you're just tuning in to the show for the very first time, Kelly and I post new videos every Thursday on our YouTube channel where we cover everything Dungeons & Dragons, including advice for dungeon masters and guides for players. You'll also find prior episodes from this campaign available for your viewing pleasure there as well. We have a follow-up to last week's video on combat tactics for players coming as our creative combat tactics. It's a really exciting episode, so make sure you check that one out on Thursday as well. With that, let's return to the ruins.
Drakenheim is no more. Struck by a falling star, the city bathed in eldritch fire amid woeful eve. The tumultuous aftermath brought chaos, families torn asunder, and the kingdom shattered. 15 years later, monsters stalk the haunted streets of Drakenheim. Caught amidst rival factions struggling to rule the rubble, 3 unlikely partners venture forth into the crumbling city in search of riches, renown, and revenge.
ruins. When last we left our heroes, they had completed their travels through the sewers underneath Drakenheim, venturing in as one of the sole ways into the city through the walls. They clambered and crawled and trudged their way through the sewers under the guidance of the Rat Prince. Coming upon a tribe of fish people in the sewers below, our heroes, Ludo, Sebastian, and Veo, were led forward to a great cistern, which Veo recognized was beneath the well beneath Slaughterstone Square, the old place of execution in the heyday of Drakenheim. Fleeing in abject terror from the executioner, the mechanical construct that has survived the destruction of Drakenheim and taken on a new and horrifying form, our heroes now find themselves at Market Square, the south end, right before Great Clock Tower of Drakenheim. Slightly life-drained and somewhat exhausted.
Nightmares for me.
What do you do?
Well, Sebastian left things pretty intensely last game. He had been touched by a specter. It's kind of like touched by an angel, but far worse. And he was not doing too well. So he kind of curled up in a nearby wagon and took a nap to regain his senses and recover part of his soul.
Indeed. You are at the south end of the Market Square Plaza, one of the largest open areas in Drakenheim. The Market Square is divided by a high series of buildings that form the vaults, the banks, and several of the guild halls that once controlled the commerce of Drakenheim. And all around the Market Square Plaza are the ruins and remains of high townhouses with storefronts out in front of each. And scattered across the plaza in front of the clock tower are the remains of Drakenheim's massive open-air market. The rows of stalls and canvas tents, knocked over pavilions, baskets, crates, wheelbarrows, carts, and corpses of those who could not flee the destruction of the city 15 years ago. It was like a snapshot, frozen in time. Yet, intermingled amongst the ruin of the Market Square are the scars of the battles that have been fought here in the intervening years. Scorch marks, bits of armor and weapons, fresher corpses, although again, because they don't rot, it's difficult to tell which corpses have been here for 15 years and which have been here for perhaps 15 days. Several rats scurry about, and several crows hang about the square, picking over what remains they can.
Monster crows.
Here, a thick mist hangs in the air. It is a silvery purple in color. You breathe it into your lungs. It is the haze. You can feel the haze sapping your strength with every moment and every breath that you take. It has that slightly ozone-like smell to it, almost like a freshly struck lightning bolt, mixed with a little bit of ember and burning sound. That makes your nose tingle on the inside as you breathe it in, and it sends a bit of a sharp pain once in a while down your throat if you inhale it too deeply. It's unpleasant, but looking up, you can see the great clock tower piercing through the fog that hangs over Market Square.
I take a few heavy breaths after the running, and then it burns. I don't want to do it anymore.
I have one of those moments where I wake up from my nap and I feel worse. You know when you like have a nap and it's like not the right amount of nap and you wake up feeling even groggier than you did when you went to bed? Yeah, imagine this feeling. I crawl out of the wagon that I was sleeping in and I'm just like, oh, it smells and tastes awful in this city. I don't remember it being this bad. Veo, how did you live in here for so long?
Well, you know, especially being so close to my home, the clock tower, you know, being above there, it was above all this delirium, shiny mist. So I kind of got away from it or had a spot where I could until these darn harpies took over it.
I suppose we should reclaim that then.
Yeah, and I start to pace back and forth nervously. So, are you sure you want to face these harpies?
Are you sure you want to face these harpies?
Oh, the last time.
Wait.
I haven't met a harpy that I couldn't kill.
How many harpies have you met?
I've never met a harpy.
True.
Well, that's good to know.
So, are you having second thoughts? You brought us all the way through the sewers. We fought giant monsters down there.
You made me run.
Yeah, we outran an even bigger monster just to get here, and now you're having second thoughts.
It's just a previous fear I have, guys. All right, we can do this,
What
and
are
I trust that we can do it together. But it doesn't mean I'm not a little bit nervous about what's gonna go down.
Are you allergic to harpies?
I mean, yes. That's why I try not to get too close to them. They're down, and dander makes me sneeze a little bit.
When I make them explode, I'll try to make sure I do it away from
That would be amazing.
How do you make them explode?
I just look at my sword. I'll figure it out. I'll find a way.
Oh,
Life
you mean
finds a way.
exploding harpies would be worth the allergies? So I'd love to see that.
Well, you'll have to come up with a good plan for dealing with one of those harpies that have taken over the tower. But it's a very imposing building. You remember the inside of it well, Veo. The clock tower stands almost 180 feet tall. And as you recall, the interior levels form about 5 galleries, each about 30 feet high, where they reach up to the top, one of the topmost levels, where the great bells of the clock tower once stood. Now, of course, above that, machinery, and above that, the Eyrie, where was once your sanctuary. The clock tower of Drakenheim is one of the city's most ancient and well-loved structures. For this is no ordinary clock that tells time. The clock tells not only the time and the date and the year, but it tells the position of the material plane, the location of the spheres, and all the various planets, celestial bodies, and planes of existence, and the relationship to each other, all marked on this glorious stained glass and rotational clock face. It looks like several discs of interlocking glass in multiple different colors. And all across the clock face are gargoyles depicting angels, demons, devils, elemental creatures, the whole great wheel of the multiverse laid out and frozen in time. For the clock tower has not functioned in over 111 years, and it is frozen on that last day, the 11th day of Frostfall, the last time it stopped working. The last time it was working, rather.
So in our lifetime, we've never seen this clock tower.
Never. Its bells have never rung. After the clock tower stopped working, people said no one knew how to fix it, or no one had the wherewithal to fix it. And over time, the various cathedrals and churches all throughout Drakenheim replaced the singular chorus of the clock tower with their ringing bells. The clock tower has been silent and largely abandoned for decades.
So you were driven out of here by a few harpies?
A few.
Like, what are we saying? Like 3, 5?
even more. I don't know how many have joined them since they drove me out, but there was a handful.
Do herpes lay eggs?
I don't know.
Are they an egg
That'd be good
laying?
breakfast, though.
Are they like?
I
Or are
mean,
they
you're
one
the
of
monster hunter. What?
I'm gonna consult my guidebook, and it's just like it's inside my armor. I've just written herpes? Question mark. Do they lay eggs? Question. Writing
And
it
there's
down for
several
later.
strange drawings where you postulate how that might be possible.
And it's a harpy laying an egg, and then a harpy birthing a harpy, and I'm like, it's a conundrum. I research
What could it
every-
be?
What's your verdict, Pluto?
Well, I guess I'm just gonna have to find out.
First question when we get in there: do you lay eggs?
and can we eat harpy eggs? I've got a taste for monster flesh now.
I would eat the harpy eggs. This is all I'm saying. It's not a question of can you,
Big
just
old-
I
like,
mean, you also
or will I?
the answer's yes. Dismembered and cooked up a fish
And-
person.
There are fluttering wings that you can hear up above as voices call from one to the other in the gallery, saying, "What shall we do with them, sisters? The cat has brought us menfolk. Shall we tear them limb from limb, throw them off the top of the tower, or maybe keep them and strip the flesh from their bones?" And you see the fluttering and hear the fluttering of their wings as feathers fall down the tower from up above.
I reach up and I pluck one of the feathers, and I take a look at it. What's it look like?
It is a brown, black, and white coarse feather. And as you look upon it, you can see a large figure collapse down on the balcony ahead of you. She has long limbs that are too thin to be human and slightly too long as well. They're slightly scaled at the edges of her arms and legs, and they end in bird-like talons as she perches on the edge of the balcony gallery. Looking forward, you can see her face is human-like, but her features are sharp and bird-like, with almost a hook-like nose and large eyebrow ridges that form eyes that are just slightly too large. She is wearing what looks like a combination of leather armor and a woman's green dress. And she looks down at you, stares at the three of you, and says, "The cat's come back. We're going to make you pay for daring to come here again, cat."
Listen, this is my place first, so I brought reinforcements to help me out. Right, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another bird-like figure lands on the balcony up to the north, looking down. She has a mane of black hair that hangs around her face. Her wings are completely black as well, aside from white tips on the edges, also with the bird-like claws. And then a third lands on the opposite side. It says, and they look at each other, they look back, and kind of like their heads kind of turn in that avian sort of manner. Very sharp, quick movements, and one of them, for a moment, she perks back up, and her head will be around and then back down again. And you can see that she has almost owl-like features, like the mane of brown feathers around her head. And they look down at you, and they say almost in unison, and then in a singing voice, "We're going to tear you apart now."
That's no way to start a conversation.
But it is a great way to start a combat.
Guys, my parlay didn't work. I don't like where I'm standing anymore.
Told you they're nasty harpies.
I thought that I could at least get a few words in, but
You did.
They're bird breed.
Hello, I'm
What do you
Sebastian
expect?
And I'm here to reclaim.
we've come to reclaim this place.
Sebastian, what you got?
17.
Theo?
21.
Pluto.
2.
Oh.
It's okay, Pluto.
I just really like the music, and I'm enjoying the pageantry of
Okay.
the inner tower.
So, just so we can explain a few things, we're gonna have to. This is a multi-tiered Dwarven Forge build, so we're gonna have to explain a few things so you can see what's happening.
Oh my god.
Just like the other ones, just like other arches.
Oh man.
There you go.
Uh-oh.
One on each edge. We can use these ones. There's the third one. So you can see how the group of you can see how it rises up. I think we'll raise the camera up a little bit too, so our streamers can see it too.
Streamers. I think you meant.
I hope that gives everyone a good view of what this looks like.
Oh man.
So
So cool.
yeah, so this is and this continues up 5 times total. So each level is about 30 feet over the next one. So the 3 harpies are up on the second level like that.
Is it a good view for
Yeah.
our...
And each of these arches are where the stained glass windows are. Yeah, it's a pretty cool view for up above. But this gives you an idea of what it looks like. What we'll do is we'll take off the upper level and we'll just put it to the side, because right now everyone's on the ground floor. Fantastic. That's okay.
Well, we're going.
Yeah.
The angel fell too. Yeah, Joe's got it. Yeah.
Joe will do the repairs for us.
With my one initiative, I have plenty of time to repair the foundation.
Okay, so we go to the top. Veo, you've got 3 harpies, one on each balcony level.
Woo. All right.
What will you do?
I want to get to a semi-safe spot, so I am going to use my feline agility because I want to be quick about it. I'm gonna race towards the stairs,
Okay.
and I'm gonna about halfway. I'm gonna aim towards the harpy that is directly across from me. So if I come over here, about halfway,
How far can you move?
I can move.
I've moved you 30.
Right now.
So I've moved you 30 and then you're taking your shot.
Okay, and then I'm gonna take my 2 shots with Dread Ambusher at this harpy.
Okay.
So my first shot with my longbow.
That is a solid shot. Even though she's above you and on the balcony, you managed to land a solid shot right in her side.
Amazing. So. $25 damage.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Sharpshooter, y'all.
Okay, so This is the owl-like harpy on the far side.
Yeah, she freaks me
So
out.
as you rush across, firing the shot, it goes right through her, and there's a gout of blood that sprays on the stained glass window behind her, and she is bloodied.
Oh, poor window. It's too beautiful to have harpy blood all over it. And then I get my second shot with my dread ambusher.
Don't shoot the window.
Shoot the harpy. And that's a 19 hit.
The follow-up shot hits.
That is a 19 damage.
Oh man.
Yes.
So as she reels back, she plunges forward, and the second shot gets her right through the eye. And she collapses forward, falling 30 feet, and lands with a splat. Like a bird slamming against the front of a Mack truck on the stone floor of
Which
the-
one was it? The bar?
Yeah.
This one?
Yeah, the opposite one.
And I feel just a
She is
little bit
very dead.
braver that, I killed a harpy all on my own, being so scared of them from before. And I take the rest of my movements to hide behind this, big column as much as I can away from, because I'm still scared of the other ones.
Okay.
Now that I've killed one of their sisters.
And you hear one of the harpies cry out, "Sarah, no!" And we move over to Sebastian.
Ragged. Nice job.
Sebastian stares down the other two and then just kind of smiles and holds up his hand and says, "Lights out," and then snaps his finger and he goes into a ball of darkness.
There you go.
Using 2 sorcery points so I can see within it.
Okay.
I move towards the middle-ish of the room.
So a rippling field of darkness engulfs the center of the clock tower. It's your action to cast that. Would you like to do anything else this turn?
No, that's it.
Okay. There is a cavalcade of flying wings that sound from above as the two harpies on the upper balcony swoop down towards Veo.
Oh no.
Both of them swoop down from the upper levels and come right down over to attack Veo. And they say, "You killed our sister, we'll kill you, we'll tear you apart and make a coat out of you, cat."
This is what I was afraid
And they
of.
lash at you with their claws. And the first one, she gets a critical hit and a 16 versus your AC. Okay, so she comes down and rakes across your back as you come around the pillar, turn around, and she swoops down right behind you, takes her claw, slashes right down your back and across your spine. You take 12 points of slashing damage. And then she grabs you by the back of the head and pulls you back, raking across, and you take another 6 slashing damage. And then her sister swoops down from the front and completely goes wide with her attack. So the first one basically is pulling pulling the head of your hair, pulling your hood back, and the second one swoops where your head was. So the first hit actually, by the way that she pulled and ripped at you, caused her sister's attacks to miss.
Oh,
But that's still a bunch of serious ones.
some feline fight going on. They're playing
As they
dirty.
swoop down, you see Pluto. There's more fluttering feathers coming down from above, and there's more screeching too. There's more than just these 3 harpies in this tower.
Uh-oh. We got company.
What will you do, Pluto?
I'm going to dash through the darkness, and I'm going to how far there?
If you're using the dash action.
Yeah,
You can get that.
I'm there. I get to there.
Okay.
And I'm gonna slam the harpy in the back with my shield, and I'm gonna drive her to the ground.
Alrighty, go for it.
24.
So you dash through the darkness, raise your shield up, and slam it in the back of the harpy, and she smashes against the wall, and a bit of the fresco and plaster crumbles off. Are you knocking her prone or pushing her?
I got.
Okay. She's knocked prone.
That's my turn.
We go to the top of the round with Bayo.
All right. Well, I'm getting happy doodle out of there. So I cast as my bonus action Zephyr Strike.
Okay.
Which gives me no opportunity attacks, and I'm going to. I'm actually going to run up the stairs.
Okay. So we'll need an acrobatics check as you clamber over top of the knocked prone harpy. Okay, so you leap over her. She's kind of struggling, but with Zephyr Strike, your increased speed, you manage to barrel up the stairs, which are quite steep, onto the second level.
Doing like a dog running up the stairs, or a cat. Like
Nice.
two.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, the cat makes more sense.
Like all four paws on the stairs. Ain't even taking any chances.
Nice.
As you rise up, you can spy there is a fourth harpy gathering the second level.
And I can see them.
You can see her, yes.
Alright.
You can still see down the stairs. You can still see the other two harpies.
I'm actually gonna point down the stairs then and take a shot at the harpy that slashed me in the back.
Okay, so normally because she's prone, I give you disadvantage on the range attack, but because you're elevated and she's sprawled out on the ground, I'm gonna say that it's just a regular shot, right? She's kind of laid out. She's struggling around to get to her feet. So we'll say the advantage of the high ground against the disadvantage of the fact that he's prone.
And then with my Zephyr Strike, I do get advantage on one attack. Do you want me to
The advantage
pay?
disadvantage
Okay,
cancel
cool.
each other out.
Yeah, well, so I'll take the regular. And that's a 10.
It's a 10.
Yeah.
The bolt lands just between her wing and her head.
Ooh. Ooh.
Too much sprawling feathers for me to get. Alright, that's my go.
Nice.
Sebastian.
All right. From within my darkness, I'm going to just going to cast a. This one's sprawled on the ground.
Mhm.
Can I see this one?
Yes, but she has cover.
What if I move?
If you move,
So-
you need to be on the other side of the pillar.
Okay.
So this rippling shroud of darkness.
Just moving around.
Yeah. I move over and I'm going to cast. Can I see the third one up above, or is it too high for me?
You can just make her out. I would give her +5 to her AC. She's almost got three-quarters. She's got three-quarters covered.
I'm going to cast Scorching Ray,
Okay.
and at first I'm going to target this one in front of me.
Sure.
Now I get advantage, and I also have Elven Accuracy.
Okay.
So, first one is a 20.
From the darkness comes a beam of fiery energy which strikes her in the back, and you can smell kind of like this burned chicken smell in the air.
Like, delicious.
That is for 7 damage. I fire again.
Mhm.
16.
That still strikes her.
That is.
There it is.
11.
There it is.
Okay. The two fiery rays strike her, sending scorched feathers flying through the air, but she's still standing.
I point one last finger at her
Zap.
and zap her.
Cook those chicken wings.
Anybody want some roast bird? I got
24. That hits.
Yeah.
9 more.
She's bloody, but alive.
No!
Good. That's what I wanted. Perfect. And I slink away.
Okay. The harpies, reeling from the fiery rays that tore it through her feathers. The harpy that crit Veo beats her wings, sends herself aloft, and flies up to the second level, coming face to face with Veo again. And she flies up onto the level, flying right above Veo.
Which one was that?
That one right there that you shot. And as she does so, she slashes down at Veo and lands perching on the second level just in front of the stain pile. Veo, she gets a 15 and a 21 against her ace.
Yep, both hits.
Hit. You take another 12 points of damage as she rakes her claws against you and she says, "Your friends might burn me, you might have killed my sister, but I'm going to tear you apart, awful mangy cat."
I'm hurt.
Oh no.
The second harpy leaps to her feet, spending half her movement, and she takes the disengage action. And she flies right past you, Pluto, onto the balcony above.
So, because I'm a sentinel. Uh-oh. I can still get the smoker.
Okay,
14.
that hits, which actually stops her movement, doesn't it?
Yep.
So she flies above you and you stab her in the thigh and she trips and tumbles down to the ground. She's able to scurry to her feet, but she takes
11 damage. Stay down.
She's still down there. It's your turn, Pluto.
Skewered bird now.
So she flies up and you pull her right back down to the ground, driving her down with your blade. What do you do?
I remove the blade and then I enter it in again. Getting 17 with my precision strike
That is a hit.
for 13 damage.
She's bloody.
And I'm going to use my bonus action again. And with a 10, I should a 10 strength. Or yeah.
Yeah, that does not knock her prone.
Okay. So I start. I'm just like engaging with her with my shield.
Veo, you've got this mangy bird, vulture-like, fluttering in your face. She is just torn deep gashes in you. Bits of fur are in her claws. What are you gonna do?
So still laser for strength going. And I still want to get away from her.
Okay.
So I'm gonna run back down the stairs. Like, obviously this was not the right route, and I want to get behind that pillar again.
Okay.
So you run back down.
Because I don't have enough movement to get to you, because on my action, I do want to take a action.
Okay.
Good call.
So I just hear behind me this cat running up and down the stairs.
Oh, it's like
That's what
cats at
cats-
midnight, right?
Yeah, cats at midnight running up and down the stairs. They can't decide whether they want to be inside or outside.
I just let you out. What's happening behind me? What's happening?
You always get 10 back.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Yay!
Sebastian, we're over to you.
I am going to run so that Theo is in my darkness.
Thank you.
Actually,
We're in the darkness.
and I'm gonna blast the one that I blasted before, but this time just with a firebolt.
Okay.
I really want that roast bird.
She is way up on the second level. You actually don't have line of sight.
No, the one that
That was not the one that you shot before. That's the
Yeah,
one.
that's the one
Oh,
that's
Yeah, that miniature's not in the right place. She's
Okay.
supposed to be up top on the second. Yeah,
Okay.
you'd actually have to be up the stairs partway to see her.
Then I will shoot the one that Pluto is fighting.
Okay.
Cook another chicken.
17.
Hits.
And that is 4 damage.
Turkey giblets for dinner.
He's still kicking.
That's it for me.
Okay. Some more harpies come fluttering down.
No!
This is why I was so afraid.
I have one more
So
over
many
here.
harpies.
Oh no.
Okay.
Don't worry, guys, this is fine.
So a fourth harpy dives down from above and almost like a dive bomb attacks, comes to skewer Paluto. She gets 22 on her first claw attack and 18 on her second.
The second one misses.
So she comes down, rakes her claw across the front of you, takes 6 points of slashing damage. And as she does so, she then tries to fly back away about 10 feet away.
I'm gonna hit her.
Okay. Go for it.
24
You
for
got
10
it.
damage. So I go, clever girl.
And as she says, and then as you pull her back, she turns to the wounded one and says, "Get out of here, sister!" And the other one that you've been fighting flies away now that your reaction's been used, and she dashes 80 feet back up into the air. And the other harpy, the first one, she flies right back up, and you can see 2 more harpies fly down, and they're both on the second level of the gallery. Those 2 harpies are up on the 3rd level. The first 2 wounded.
These,
Yeah. Yeah.
these here.
These 2 are on the side.
Yeah.
New fresh harpies, because the wounded are running away.
That's our MO is just letting them get away all the time.
I mean, they can fly, we can't.
Pluto, it's your turn.
They can fly, they can fly, they can fly, they can fly. This one can't, and I'm gonna make her pay for it. Oh, 10?
To hit?
Yeah.
That is a miss.
And that was with precision strike.
Oh, miserable attack. You make one of the clumsiest attacks as she flutters back, kind of like you're wrestling and struggling with her as her sister flew away. She stares at you with her bloodshot yellow eyes and cackles and screeches in your face.
It was because I was singing. I wasn't focused on my attack. But I'm still gonna smote her with my shield.
Okay.
Smoked.
Smote? She is smoted.
She is smoted.
Give me 15.
That will hit.
Yeah, she be
So I'm gonna
smoted.
knock her prone.
Okay.
So I miss with the attack, but I
But you managed to pin her to the
slam
ground.
her down on the ground.
Cool. Okay, we go to the top of the round with Veo.
All right. So I see Pluto struggling with this harpy down, and do I see any of the other harpies?
The other harpies, you would need to come out from under here to see them. 2 of them are flying back up towards the top.
But I can't see them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm just gonna take a shot at the harpy that Pluto has.
Okay.
Oh, that's so hard.
15.
That's a hit.
Yes. 19 damage.
It was way more traffic in the morning compared to now, at least.
Sharpshooter.
No. She is very bloody. As your shot clips through part of her wing, is sending feathers and blood spilling across the marble floor.
And I stay where I am.
Sebastian yells out to his two teammates, if you guys could please group them together, it makes it much easier for me. With all this fluttering around, I'm having a really hard time. And then I shoot the one that Pluto's fighting with a firebolt. Because it's prone, I'm guessing it's just normal attack.
Mm-hmm.
22.
That hits.
Yeah, here we go.
4. Come on.
I'm holding it down while you guys pelt it.
For 3.
With 3, you scorch her lightly, but she still lives.
She's got arrows
Singes
and
the feathers.
fire hitting her, and I'm just holding her down with my shield.
Kill it. Kill it.
Shoot! Back to the harpies.
There's a lot of Jurassic Park references.
Are they raptors now?
They're basically
The
flying.
raptors of the
More
sky.
screeching. Raptors of the sky. The next 2 harpies flutter down, and the 3 of them say, flutter down right in front of Pluto. The 3 of them all screaming out in unison, saying, and as the first one says, the first one that's been wounded, she says, Regina, Gretchen, you need to help me. I need to get out of here. And they say, don't worry, Karen, we'll help you. You really gunked this one up, didn't you? You always need help from us. Typical.
Fetch isn't gonna happen.
And they fly down, and the 2 of them, both Gretchen and Regina, both rip into you, Pluto.
It's Regina.
Regina. She gets a 19 and a 21.
Both hit.
It's going to be 12 slashing damage. And Gretchen gets a crit and a 12.
Okay. So the 12 misses, but I think the crit hits.
Maybe Fetch is happy.
For a big old 12 points of slashing damage. So Regina and Gretchen fly down from above.
I'm just getting mauled by
And they maul you, and they're actually pulling you at your arms, like trying to rip you in half. And as they do so, Karen starts trying to like crawl away, and she tries to fly and disengage to get away.
So, did I already use my reaction?
No, you
This
haven't. No, your reaction's reset.
Then I'm gonna. Oh, buddy, I'm swinging at Karen.
Okay,
She ain't getting away. 23
that hits.
for 10 damage.
So Regina and Gretchen fly down. They start ripping at you, and thinking you're distracted, Karen tries to get away, and you just kind of break out of the grip of Regina and Gretchen enough to take your sword and bisect Karen.
Yeah. Friggin' Karen.
Carving her like a turkey. Happy Thanksgiving.
That's Pluto's line.
Happy Thanksgiving. We can edit it. We can get that in post.
Yeah, we can fix that.
We'll fix it in post.
Well, I'm almost home, so I'm gonna end the stream. See you later or tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'm gonna stream later. Maybe. Most likely.